Hello, hello, hello. It seems we're up and running. I can only hope anyways. Welcome back. It's been a while since I last streamed this save. An incredibly long time, almost a full month. That's life for you. Sometimes it gets busy, but we should be back and running here now. Just gonna make sure that everything is at least somewhat functioning for the time being. I see that Floof has already started spreading French propaganda even before we got started. As tradition kind of entails here. But yeah, we're gonna get started. We're gonna get back into this. We'll have to see exactly how many races I do today. But I'm gonna try and stream for at least a couple hours. And then we'll have to see what happens. Hello, Floof. Nice to see you. But yeah. Okay, I need a little bit of a reminder. I think we all need a little bit of a reminder. It's been a while. We have 6 points. Which honestly is enough for your first season. Because if you do start with the worst settings, then 9 or above. So we're already kind of safe-ish. Hello, BK. Nice to see you. You're going to get your wish for Satisfactory a little bit later today. I still need to edit it a little bit. I kind of want to try and get most of the early game out of the way in one video, because it does get really repetitive. So the early game is going to be just one big video, I think. So I'll be editing that a little bit later. USA, Team USA versus Team French. Very nice. Nice to see you, Floof. Nice to see you, BK. It's nice to get back with a little bit of streaming here. Also, let me know if any of the audio is scuffed. But yeah, I think we're actually kind of just ready to jump straight into it. We have ATR period incoming. We're still designing the car, because we're trying to be more competitive, I guess. But I think it is time that we start doing a little bit of research. And in particular here, we're going to use the CFD time probably on the rear wing. I think that would be a good choice. To Buddy today, check your CEO. I would assume it's not great. Hello, Wanda. But yeah, I think we're just going to get the rear wing up and running, and I think the goal is just going to be to do like I usually do, something like this, just a research project. I think that's fine. But yeah, we are getting started. We're going to Austria, not Australia, Austria in 4 days. And that should make things more spicy. Grid position right now, we are 7th. We've scored a couple of points. Let's see here. Who's actually scored those points? I'm pretty sure it's Sergeant. Yes, Sergeant has scored all of our points. Which is not shocking, let's put it like that. Which should make things a little bit interesting. Hello, Dark. But yeah, I don't think there's anything more to this. I'm just going to check part-wise. Yikes. Okay, part-wise, we're kind of, as mentioned, yikes. We are making new suspension, side pods, chassis. It's a shame that I haven't played them much, because I don't remember what is an upgrade and what isn't. But I know for a fact that we do need more front wings, so let's manufacture at least one of these. And how does our calendar actually look? We don't have breathing space, we're going directly into the British Grand Prix. What exactly am I making? Sideboard chance. Okay, underfloor I can craft then. Sounds like I'm playing Minecraft, but yeah, we can craft an underfloor. And that's basically all that our finances allow for, which is going to be painful. A very warm go Williams to all. Yeah, Colpinto's been impressive. I do love that Albin got memed on hard when Colapinto dive bombed in Singapore. Is 7th and soon to be 8th. Am I going to get overtaken by Alpine Floof? Is that what I'm hearing? Hello, Josh. Just call it serious. Am I designing the car with optimal parts? It's somewhat optimal, but to be fair, our drivers are suboptimal. So we kind of need to get that little benefit going. Also, our staff is far from optimal as well. And honestly, I probably should save a little bit of money here in order to replace our staff, because it would be nice to do that. But honestly, it doesn't actually cost money to replace staff. So basically, if we go in and take a look, we can snatch back. And again, I feel like this is kind of silly, that you can with no problem whatsoever, as a absolutely garbanzo team, go ahead and just nab back here for virtually free. And we're actually just going to do this because there's literally no reason not to do this unless you want to try and play realism. But I did like the fact that previous games wouldn't, excuse me, wouldn't just straight up let you snatch up staff for virtually free. And that's what's happening now. We are getting staff that is going to boost the mentality of Sergeant and Crawford to a level where they're going to be very competitive next season. And this is not going to cost us anything. We're a little bit lucky with that, though, because our staff is on outgoing one-year contracts. But the AI is really, really bad this year, I feel, at planning ahead and just renewing the contracts of the people who have the skills to make a difference, which is a shame. When you think Pinto, make it Cola? Feels weird to not be the only Cola Pinto fan anymore. Yeah. Frontier need to buff my boy. I'm just holding, like, fingers crossed that it's going to be a 1.8 patch, because this is starting to feel a lot like 22. But in this case, they've actually learned their lesson to just not speak. But if they don't patch things, I'm going to be very, very surprised. But yeah, we just sent out a new contract for these guys. That should be fine. Hopefully we can snatch those new members. But yeah, I am afraid F1 Manager has given up on this one in order to try and make the last one a good one. But I think I might need to just sit down and one day make a video where I kind of go over why F1 Manager has been a financial failure. And honestly, it's solely down to Frontier. It basically down what I'm feeling right now, because we haven't heard anything for so long. I don't know how long ago 1.7 was. Let me just check that. Getting a little bit sidetracked here. But I think it's almost a month ago now, isn't it? Yeah, 4th of September. So basically it's been a little bit over 3 weeks since they released that. Soon to be a month. And basically, no patches for a month would never introduce things like the problem that we have with the pit crew. You know, going into overdrive, the fact that weather rain now, or rain, chugs even the greatest of systems. And these are bugs that they introduced. So there must be a 1.8 patch, but it's probably going to be the last patch, yeah. Was that 1.7 for Nintendo, though? Because I googled it and it said that it came out on Steam the 4th of September. To be fair, I feel like the F1 Manager game could have just been the initial release on 22. And then they just have a yearly, like, call it a grid update, where they add new features, update the grid, and they take like $20 for it. And they just keep on building on that same build over and over again. I do agree, they probably don't know how to fix this version, BK, and it's just sad. But it's also just funny because there's so many people that I've... If you go on Reddit, there's still so many people that are hopeful, kind of like me. But at the same time, it's just pain. Next year, Hamilton will be in Ferrari. How can I prepare for that? What do you mean prepare for that? F1, I'm moving to a live service. I'm curious how that's going to work, but so far I believe the reception has been increasingly negative. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they're going to make that one work. Let's see here. Now, we can change the setup again before we go into the race weekend proper, so I'm not really too worried here. Like that. Try that for this car, and for you, just go middle, and then we'll have the race weekend sorted out, so to speak. Again, I'm just too lazy to check it here. It's just sprint qualifying, so that's fine anyways. Let's see what we can do. Do I want to replace your engine? I kind of do want to do this. Put the older spec back in. And there we are. Let's go through sprint qualifying here and see what happens. Hello, Alex. We are back, and I'm trying to get back into this game. So, or rather back into streaming for the most part. We all want a patch, but best think it's not going to happen and be surprised if it happens. Yeah, I'm leaning on that mindset too, Big K. I just don't know what, like, the idea of that Frontier is going for here. Just doesn't make much sense to me is all. I leave for qualifying and come back for the race. You know how the flip course works? Nah, we need you here. Really hope that the F1 Manager games will get more in-depth mechanics. A feature they have added on bad, just lack of depth and complexity. I agree with you, Ethan. Basically, one of my biggest issues currently with the mentality in particular is that it was advertised as this thing that would change how you play the game to a degree. It would evolve over a season. It would add personality to the ish, but in reality, the way that it's been implemented is a checklist that boosts your drivers and staff, and conversely, it's something that negatively affects the AI in most cases, which it's not a good thing. Let's be honest. P1, let's go. P2, let's go.
Mode charge. Slow in.
Crawford being 1.5 seconds behind Verstappen on the tiny shortest track. Sorry, it's not good news. We're definitely going to need another run here. I think we just send them out now, immediately. There is a lot of traffic, though, for Sergeant, so this could be bad. Do I find computer-controlled or user control is faster for quality this year? I don't... There isn't really a much difference. There's some tracks where the AI do struggle with tire warm-up, but I don't see any, like, huge difference. Sometimes user is better, sometimes AI is better. And that also changes from track to track. So I think they've just maybe added a little bit more variance in qualifying performance. Which is not a bad thing. But yeah, Sergeant did get held up there. 6/10 already on the first sector. That's a yikes, but he did actually... Why is the Alpine in the way, Loof? I can't believe you've done this. Hamilton with 28.8, and that was an improvement. 20.1 versus 18s. Why are you guys so slow in the final sector? You're losing 2 seconds. How did you lose 2 seconds in one sector? Crawford? That's actually insane. Okay, let us get him out because we need to. And we'll send Sergeant out to... behind Russell should be fine. Okay, I need you to put in a banger lap now. Probably should give me fresher tires, but it's mediums, it doesn't matter. Do I think the game is too easy and we set it to hard? Yes, but let's face it, for the average player, hard is going to be a hard difficulty. For someone who takes full advantage of the game system, it's going to be fairly easy. Damn, that Sauber has teleporting tech. That is not a great middle sector. But it did get us up the order. But look at this. Norris... Oh! Did Norris just eat a couple of seconds time loss there? Along with the Mercedes? Crawford might be safe here. Hamilton is in danger. Crawford is in fact safe. But this is a sprint. It doesn't really matter much because we need to finish 8th to get points. And that's going to be painful. So by getting the teleportation tech ready? Yeah. I'm gonna teleport ahead of the Alpine for sure. Are Sauber signing Colapinto, or is that just something you're hoping, Floof? Just find the game very difficult and test started using guides. I thought upgrade should work, just wasn't working. Now in the Italian Season 2, haven't found a happy middle ground. The way that I look at it, Zelda, is that in reality, the difficulty slider isn't really easy, medium, or hard. It's the weight. So if you feel the game is too easy and you want to find a happy middle ground, try and have the durability slider in the middle for all your designs, or even add a couple of kilograms, because that will lessen your performance, and that is going to make the AI more competitive. Shouldn't have said anything. Both the Alpines got cursed, yeah. Very worried Williams are going to lose a generational talent. To be fair, like Colapinto, if it can keep this up for the rest of the season, he might be able to snatch a seat. I do kind of feel like that, which would be amazing. Okay, so good first sector from both of our boys. Bad sector from Tsunoda and Leclerc. Oh. With 3/10 off the McLaren pace, that's acceptable.
Slow in, stay negative, no delta.
Basically identical lap times from our boys here. 7/10 off Piastri, how do we feel about that? Reminds me a lot of Senna. I like Colapinto. Like it takes balls for it to come into F1 and just start performing from day one like that. And people are saying like, why haven't we seen him much in junior series? I think he's actually been like, he hasn't actually had the finances to compete. Could go to Formula E, yeah. And everyone question why I put so much faith in him. Yeah, we were wrong, Floof. You were right to put your faith in the cola man. Okay, so far, it's not looking great because both Red Bulls and Sainz are yet to set lap times. And we have 4/10 of Rick. Oh, maybe we can sneak one car into Q3 here? We have a stroller that is not doing too well. The question now is just where do we send our cars out in order to avoid as much traffic as possible? I think the answer is actually right now. No, Bottas. Bottas placed himself in between us. Well, that's not really a problem. Maybe I sent them out a little bit too soon. Yeah, I did. I should have waited. Sargent needs a bit of an improvement here. Let's see if he can actually get it. He's going to be passing these guys on the straight, though, which is going to be good. Well, one of them got past in the corner, which is not great. We're slower than Crawford. We could have the Craw take the Q. Nah, he's too slow. We are still too slow here. We're estimated 14, 15, 15, 16, something like that. So it's a bit of a shame, but we'll take that. No one improves. We will remain 11 and 12 for the sprint.
Copy.
Which could lead to some good results if we're lucky. Stroll is not improving. 11 and 12. Not a bad result. Okay. I'm expecting massive changes in the driver market for 26. I assume both in real life and in... yeah, both in real life is going to probably be insane. To be fair, the game has also become trivial for me because Red Bull in the wisdom paid me $500 million to poach Piastri away for 1 year. Yeah, poaching definitely needs to be fixed. Let's be honest. Doing was the driver one in Apple Management 2? Yeah. I don't want my boy sent to a shadow realm called Formula E. Should Haas just sack Magnussen now and go all in on Behrman? I don't think Haas is going to do that because Magnussen has been willing to sacrifice himself quite a bit for Haas. And let's be perfectly honest, Doc. we would be very angry with Haas if they deprive us of the entertainment that is called Magnussen with no penalty points for the last few race weekends. I want Magnussen to go scorched earth and, you know, get us that safety car that we've been missing for so long. Why is it America versus the French in particular? Hello, Thomas. The reason why we call this America versus French is because we have Sargent and Crawford, which are American drivers in Andretti, and then we have Floof, who is a staunch Alpine supporter. So basically, since both of the teams are backmarkers-ish in this first season, it's turned into an Alpine versus Andretti save, with Floof hoping that Alpine is going to destroy us. So it's more of a meme for the people who follow this channel more than anything else. But yeah, as Floof says himself, I believe in French supremacy. Okay, I think we're ready. Sonoda and Danny Rick. Like, I don't think we're getting a point here, let's be honest. It's a sprint weekend. If this was the race weekend itself, maybe we would have been able to hold on to 10th with the RBs. But no way we're snatching a point from these guys. I just don't see it happening. I think we are going to run the medium on light. It is going to hurt us in the early stint. But we're going to get that time back towards the end. I don't think we can run full conserve. Although I kind of want to. Because temperature. But we should be able to at least stick with the cars in front in the beginning. And if they do burn down their tires, we're going to get the advantage back over the course of the laps. And if we can't catch up to them, even with that small advantage, then it is what it is. I believe in pizza supremacy.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Crawford immediately loses a position to Stroll. To be fair, I should put him down to low overtake aggression then, because he's low confidence. As long as my boys remain medium, I am confident to keep them up. Good first overtake. We actually do have some hard runners here too, which is going to make things a little bit interesting here, I think. Starting with the purple sector, my boy. Start off with a bit of a confidence boost. But yeah, confidence in your first season, and if you change race engineers, it's just a miserable experience. Which, again, just makes the first season a lot more painful than it needs to be for everyone involved. Which is a little bit sad. Running conserve all race, or just the first part? The idea here is that we run light towards the end. Because the rest of the... Damn. Sargent is just getting overtake on overtake done. It's going to take the other RB here, or is it going to go through gravel? So the idea here by running light or conserve is the fact that the other cars are pushing very aggressively. And by them pushing aggressively, they're using way more tire than us. And because they are... I can't actually see the pre-race report to take a look at that. But basically, because their tires are degrading a lot quicker than us, as long as we can keep up, as long as you can stay within DRS of the car in front, running light or even conserve is not a bad thing. Because it basically means that you are saving your tires, the others are using their tires, and the further you get into a sprint in particular, you're going to get a bigger and bigger advantage. So that is the philosophy or the logic behind it. And then when we have a tire advantage towards the end, we can go more aggressive. So we're going to be running conserve or light for the most of this race. It's just how things are going to have to be. And Sargent is in a little bit of trouble now, as Tsunoda did get that overtake done and is running away. We also have Piastri in this mix, which is probably why we're not going to get this point. But yeah, we are starting to fall off a little bit here. That's kind of what we expected. Once we don't have energy to use, that is the fate that awaits you. And no way we're keeping up with Piastri here. But 8th is a point. And we are in the fight for the final point here. We just need to basically out-tire Ricciardo here towards the end of this race weekend. And it's a bit of a shame that he ended as he did in Singapore. Honestly. The Colonial Minutemen have arrived. Hello, Nick. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Rick's last race in Singapore. He created a little bit of drama there with the fastest lap, which is always fun. So at least we have something that the F1 community can write about for the next, what is it, 3 weeks? 4 weeks until we get the next race? That's a bad place to get overtaken because Rick has the RS. But yeah, you can already see this kind of working out. We have 7 to 8% advantage in tire. And that's going to allow us to run a lot more aggressive towards the end of the race weekend. Although Stroll overtaking us as well is not a great result. Sargent is down to low confidence. We're going to turn down aggression a little bit here because I don't want them crashing. And turning down aggression is the easiest way we can avoid that. And again, we just aren't quick enough generally to stick with these guys. Again, the car is supposed to be 14, 15-ish around here. This is going to be painful. The baguette and the flags are out, lads. That's actually kind of hilarious. But yeah, for now, we're just going to kind of sit where we are. There's not really a lot going to be happening here. So we'll speed up progression a little bit. The only worry we would have is if Stroll gets left behind. But yeah, as you can imagine, as our tires improve over the cars ahead, we'll have an easier time keeping up. I don't really want Crawford running in the position behind Stroll, because that, I feel like, is an easy way for him to assassinate him. And this is also a bad thing, that Stroll now has lost the connection to Rick. That is kind of bad. Now, if Sargent had been the one to overtake, we probably could have done something here, but honestly, we might have to sacrifice Crawford a little bit. Never mind, he got immediately re-overtaken. What I mean by sacrifice Crawford here is that we have him push. Let's have Sargent run top up. Let's have Crawford run top up. Basically, we'll have one of our drivers push in order to get the other one in the points. We're going full hat strategy here, if you will. Which is something that we might need to do. But a couple of seconds isn't a problem at the moment. And honestly, giving DRS to Stroll there is not really a bad thing either. Baguette equals sword. It's a game better than day one. It is better than day one, yes. It does still have issues. But I did actually release a kind of review yesterday, Daniel. I say the game right now is a 6 to a 7 out of 10. It has bugs, but nothing that will really be game breaking. It'll just be mainly immersion breaking with the contracts. And it's a little bit of a disappointment with how the mentality system worked out. But yeah, it's definitely better than day one. It does still need quite a bit of polish, though. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. It does need a lot more work. Okay. We have another danger to the point sailing up from behind, and that is the Italians. I believe we had a pizza supremacy man here. Dark, I believe it was. The Italian supporter. Gasly and Ocon are not doing too good. The fact that they've run their hard tires more aggressively than the medium runners is not good. 10 laps to go, 3 seconds up to Rick. Is also not good. Did we get the arrest there on Sargent? We did, actually. But look at that. Look, Stroll without DRS, just whee! Flew past us. That was actually kind of insane how we just he has to be using battery right now. That's the only thing that makes sense. He flew past and gained a second. Just like that. Okay, he gained a second on Rick too, so like it's fine. But I still don't like it. That was a little bit too much. The RS is a little bit too powerful, let's just say it like that. Is there a new update? No, there's no new update, Coust. It's just me having more free time, which has led to me streaming again. We need to put pineapple on their pizza. That's a war crime I can't save you from, Floof. The second you put pineapple on pizza, that's when... Oh, yellow flag. That is Rick! Sail away with me, Ricky. It's kind of sad that it's him that did this, though, and that puts him kind of out of contention. What happened to Crawford, though? Crawford, have you been bullied, my boy? Starting in the points. We're going to have to deploy and attack here with Crawford just to make sure he gets back within that DRS train. Look at Hamilton taking advantage. Okay. That's good, actually, because that means we're back in the DRS train here. But yeah, now Sainz is the one that we need to beat. I still don't get that. What happened to Crawford? Like, look at this. He's a second slower than the rest of us. Hamilton with a 106. And now Sainz is just going to sail off into the sunset. Okay. 6 laps to go. We should be able to run aggressive to the end, basically, I think. We basically take the difference here and we put it in here to figure out where we end up. We might actually be able to also run attack till the end. Because now we just need to send it now. We need to get past Stroll. That's 1. And number 2, we need to try and catch up to Sainz. So I think we just run attack until we catch up. And then we deal with it from there. And we do need to get an overtake done immediately here. Sainz is very, very quick. We might be able to switch a little bit back and forth here too. But I think we're just going to have to try and deploy. Never mind, Stroll, you absolute gremlin. FIA, get him. FIA, get him. Watching VRC in Chile today? That's fun. You filthy traitor. Crisis averted. Oh, the Floof curse in full action. Yeah. So, Crawford, you have been promoted to only point scoring opportunity as Albon and Russell decide to become best buds.
Could be debris.
Give me the safety car.
Oh dear, a crash.
Give me a 2-lap safety car. That wasn't even a lockup, that was just straight up an assassination. And then you hit him on the way back!
And not much.
Oh my god! Albon needs a race ban for that, like for real. Like I just lost interest in the points. Like Albon first yeets him into the gravel by running into the back of him. That's step 1. And then step 2 is destroy his front wing on rejoin. Oh my god, that was actually disgusting. And now Russell is last. His wing isn't destroyed though, but his tires are. I don't even know how you pull that off. And potentially here, we're going to be seeing some gearbox damage. Let's be for real. That's going to be some gearbox damage. Let's turn Sargent and Crawford to aggressive for a lap. We do have tire advantage, but as mentioned, the fact that we got bullied there kind of puts us away from the points. But this is looking promising for the race week in itself. This race always beats people, yeah. That time tower is a mod, yeah, it's extended UI, Isadora. Agent Albon giving Alpine positions. I don't think it's gonna help though. To be fair. But yeah, that was actually diabolical. To borrow the rocket-powered Mohawk's words. I wonder how that man would react if that actually happened in a real race. Would he fly off the handle? I still don't get how Albin pulled that off. I might need to go back and check it later on. But yeah, that was insane.
Possible debris in turn.
Oh, turn 4. That's ahead of us.
I'm not quite sure what's happened there.
Points, maybe? Still on the menu? No, it's Magnussen. Is he taking out Albin? Please tell me that was Albin. Magnussen getting revenge for Russell. Who did he hit? It must have been O'Sullivan. I had hopes there for a second that maybe we got some freebies. Honestly, now we kind of need to just try and push with Crawford, try and get overtakes done. I don't really want to turn up the risk here because if we destroy parts, we are going to be in a world of pain. Like, we don't have spare parts to do anything with. It's still 2 laps once we cross the line here. 2 laps, 4 seconds. Anyone could, crash up front. Still anybody's race. Don't overtake before the DRS line. Thank you. Okay, 5 seconds. 1.5 laps. Crawford's going to have to set the laps of his life here to catch Alonso, and then we need to beat the DRS train. I genuinely don't see that happening, but it's still an honorable attempt. Miss watching you play Nero. Got kind of mad at F1 Manager at launch, but I'm slowly coming back to it now. That's fair. I am at least streaming for a little bit now. We'll have to see. Free time has been coming back, so I'm looking forward to streaming a little bit more. Congratulations on the P9, also known as no points. Congratulations on 16th and 17th. Even more no points. But yeah, we kind of made the tires last there, but as you can see, unfortunately, no points. I think Sargent would have had a good chance if he didn't get bullied. But yeah, 10th and 12th, it's better than anticipated, so we'll take that. It's a sprint though, Mayo. There's only Doc, there's a sprint, so it's only points up to 8th place. Hello, BK. It's the cat typing.
No points means Logan Sargent leaves empty.
That is a critical argument we're going to ignore. I do love that though. Hey folks, a quick message just to assure some of you in chat. We're working on updates for F1 24, but we want to ensure that we cover as much as possible. We'll share more news. We have more news to share on this soon, aka final update is what it sounds like. But yeah, it's good to hear that they are updating us. So hopefully it'll fix most of the issues. I'm definitely going to be going over the update and see if it works as intended. First Frontier has put us in 10th and 12th, which, as you see, unfortunately no points, but close. Close isn't good enough, though, but it's acceptable. But yeah, it's nice to see that Frontier has actually said something. Did they say it on the Reddit? Wait, have I been... Oh my god. I assume that it's just... I need to actually enter my own stream here. Because I just realized I'm no longer on the F1 Manager Discord. I guess they purged me since I haven't, what's it called? Give me a second here, I just need to get back there and take a look at that. I guess they've purged me since I haven't, gone through the steps to confirm because I don't have an extra cell phone. But that's hilarious. I've been booted off the Discord. See if I can rejoin here and take a look. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's no real announcements, but it's nice to see. Are they listening to my request and buffing Cold Pincher 99 rating? I would guess so. I would hope so, at least. But yeah, I find it hilarious though that they just removed me from the server. I guess it is due to inactivity because, again, I hadn't verified. But I wanted to at least have it up here so I could see when they posted stuff. So that's been fixed. That was a little bit funny. Paul Crowther? Okay. It's good to know, BK. I'll have to find that later on. But yeah, let's get done with quali here. And we'll fix the setups a little bit. I think we'll just go with this. That should work. I hate this when everything is good because you can absolutely ruin it if it's not like this one where it's on the edge. For the rest of it, it's going to be a little bit more guesswork. And I think we're going to do this. So basically, I'm going to ruin his confidence completely, or it's going to get a little bit of a buff. We shall see. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay, qualifying. Austria. Where do we think we're going to finish in this qualifying? Do we think we're going to make it to Q3? Or are we going out in Q1? High development to very high? Q2 both cars? Hello, Christian. We can only hope. To be fair, we can only hope. I have hopes for a high finish here. Oh, never mind. We start the quali off with the best news of the day. Gravel. That sounded like a really bad, but at least we didn't pick up any damage. And it is the outlap, so tires are going to be... No, he didn't even destroy his tires much. Okay. You are forgiving, Crawford, but your confidence needs a little bit of work now, which is to be expected. This is still the first season, yes, Isadora. It's going to be a P19, P20. Did you know that when you say stuff like that, Floof, that's what happens to Alpine instead of me? Sorry for jinxing Crawford, it's fine. Honestly. He is quite a bit slower, though, than Sargent. He's 4/10 down already. 028. What is actually the... Looks after qualifying. What is actually the circuit record around here? 105. I guess I need the qualifying record, not the circuit record. But we could break that, if we really want to try. Half a second behind, we find Crawford. This is looking good for Sargent, at least, getting through here. It's the same as Rick, though, so might still be in a little bit of hot water. We beat Show. That's an important milestone. If we're ahead of Rick, we should make it through safely. The only worry here is going to be Crawford. So let's do one more run to build confidence, and if we need to, we'll put him on a fresh soft for his final run. Sector section as time and not just colors. Is this a mod or just an official game update? This is a mod called Extended UI, which basically just gives you more information and in each of these tabs, which is actually really, really nice. So Crawford actually improved his time there to a point where I think he might be safe. We're a second behind Paris. But I think we are safely into Q3 here is what I'm feeling. Russell not having a good start here after his incident. I say Q3, but what I meant to say was Q2. So don't, you know, don't sacrifice me. Let's see, who can actually beat us here? 1, 2, 3, 4 cars should be able to beat us here. I think Crawford is safe. We're gonna stay in here and just allow the quality to run its course. Do I believe it's better to use top-up instead of energy harvest? The top-up can be... Like, if you have time to use top-up, sure, it's most likely going to be better because you'll have a better flow throughout the lap. If you can use harvest while DRSing behind another car, it's definitely the best option. And in that same vein, if you can top up behind another car while you're DRSing, that it also works out really great. Top up and harvest are both going to lose you a decent chunk of time. So I would really recommend that if you're going to do that, do it within a DRS of a car ahead of you. And as long as you can stay within DRS, you're fine. But honestly, I haven't really tested which one is going to cost you more time or what is more efficient. So honestly, energy harvest will probably lose you a lot of time over like 1 or 2 laps, but fill up your battery, and top will lose you a little bit of time over 5 to 6, 10 laps, depending on how quickly you actually get your energy back. So it's basically a choice of getting a huge time loss immediately or losing a little bit of time over a longer period. And it's going to be whatever works best in your situation. Perez still has to see this beyond me. Well, the rumors have started again, Dark, that Perez is going to get his retirement in Mexico this year, similar to last year. So the fireworks have begun. Okay, I did send the front wing the wrong way, but Sargent's car's looking good. Let's use those old tires again on the first run. To be fair, you have so many soft tires that we can send you out on a fresh one. The amount of soft tires Crawford has is actually insane.
We should have the green light now.
Can we just slide in there behind Piastri? That would be kind of neat. I would have put money on a demotion to Racing Bulls. That would be insane. Colapinto's getting his seat. Trust me, I'm a 100% reliable source. You're a 100% reliable source of Alpine propaganda, and now also Colapinto propaganda. Do I believe in Russell Verstappen swap in real life for 26 season? I think it's much more likely that if Aston is able to show something at the end of the 25 season, we could see Verstappen going to Aston and potentially Red Bull trying to poach Russell. I think that is far more likely than a Verstappen-Russell swap, unless Mercedes somehow makes a rocket ship next season. Verstappen to Aston in 25? Hasn't Alonso signed a new contract though? You bet I am. You need to send your resume to Colapinto and just ask if he needs a propaganda minister or something like that. Yeah, let's get Sargent on fresh softs here. We are going to have to send him out again. That's for sure. And we're going to do the same here for Crawford. Both of them have a little bit more to give, I feel. And since we sent them out early now, they'll be able to do one more lap if we need to. Rick, are you going to mess up Sargent? Nope. He might do though, because if they catch you at the wrong time at the start of your lap, end of yours, you'll lose a little bit of time out of the first corner. It's at least an improvement, but 16.4 is what we were looking for. Similar to what Crawford just did. Go on, we need you. We need one car in Q3 here. Perez and Norris are yet to set times too. Hashtag concerned. Sargent did not improve better than Crawford. That is not what I like to see. And even then, Crawford is still running a couple of tenths faster than him. We actually have time for 2 more runs. Now look at it. We should have time for 2 more runs. Because we can get both cars in now. And for Sargent, I think we just run them on the same tire. I don't know what it is, but I feel like a tire that has done 1 run just performs better than a tire that hasn't done a run. It's also probably a little bit of bias due to the fact that, let's face it, you build confidence on your first run, and that makes the second run feel a lot better than the first, because drivers get a stat boost. But it is propaganda that I will accept in this scenario. Calling it now, Verstappen to Aston Martin 25. That would be an insane move, though, to be fair. Can't see Max with Stroll. I think the insanity, Christian, would be to have Alonso and Verstappen, and Stroll goes to a different type of championship. Okay, both times I said Alpine double Q2, they've been out of Q1.
We are P10.
Oh.
And you can cool the engine.
Yeah, Sarge, you're not holding on to that. Let's be honest. Let's say you are so close. Look at this. 888, 861. We have one more run in us, though. We have reached peak confidence. Look at these stats. Look at this pace. We literally have the, if you're one shot, one opportunity to improve by 2-300s. I do like this though, playing like lower rated team where you have to fight to get into Q3. I do love the fact that they added the sim feature. I'm not gonna lie, it does make the tedium when you test stuff a lot easier. Okay, so we have Rick and we have Verstappen. We are gonna see if we can hook Ann in behind Verstappen. That would be huge. And for Crawford, he's actually going to be behind Albon. That's not great. But yeah, Sergeant, we have a job opening for you. It's called see if you can get your ass into Q3 here. No. This is one of those cases where I probably should have taken manual control. But Verstappen is also slowed down, so he will actually have the car step out of the way for us. Like, if you look at it now, Verstappen is going to catch them, and then they'll stay over on the side. So Verstappen is actually being a bit of a... he's being a bit of a remover of nuisances. Crawford didn't actually make it to the line in time. That's sad. I probably should have pushed him a little bit harder. That's one improvement, but is it going to be enough? We actually need a little bit more than a 10th here. Come on. No! So close. So very close. When will Lawrence Stroll ever realize his son is handicapping F1 dreams? Probably never. To be fair, Stroll is probably getting to the point now where he might consider it quits. If, let's be honest, I could see Stroll buying a seat for his child in a different team if Aston becomes very competitive. I'm completely against Max Verstappen being censored. We need those apps. It's always fun to hear Max being angry, though, to be fair. You are right. That's a bit of a shame, though, on the quali. But yeah, this is not actually a bad place to start, and might have a fun little strategy here for us, too. Like, the thing is, we're not really going to save a lot of time no matter what we do here. About 3 seconds faster. A lot faster than any of the other strategies available to us. That's mainly because the other strategies are absolutely dog shit. Oh my god, the basic strategies here, like, they're really terrible. Like, look at this one. Get a puncture, risk a puncture. Use your old destroyed medium. If anything, we would do something like this. Or rather, what I probably would do was start on the softs, run them light in order to get the most out of the mediums, and then we go on to a medium tire to the end. And already these strategies are looking a lot better. So, yeah. Should I? What we could do here is try and play the long game, see if we get a red flag doing this. Which would be funny, but probably not work, let's be perfectly honest. The tire would be cold. It's a hard tire. After all, degradation also isn't really what is expected here. So I think we'll do this for Logan. And for the man that only has soft tires, we could do a really insane strategy to some degree. There's not really the insane part. Should still be about a second quicker. I still feel like when you start on a light strategy tire, you want to use that preheated on the first stint. If you can. Soft, hard, soft. We could see. We could test that out. What does the soft, hard, soft offer us? About the same as the soft, medium, hard, to be fair. But running a hard tire, doing it like this, would allow us to have more medium to play with towards the end. And for Sergeant, we're just going to do this because he has 2 hard tires. It's just the easiest choice there is out there. Access and inspirational generation, yeah. Looks like I successfully downloaded the Ferrari strategies onto your game. Yeah, you did. To be fair though, a lot of those basic strategies are made with high tire, like high. Let's be honest, you wouldn't generally run low smoothness drivers on a low tire preservation car. And basically, this is the result of that. We are getting strategies that generally shouldn't work. But yeah, we're going to underfuel. I think we're going to try this. I think it's honestly our best choice to get points. It's not going to be anything spectacular around here, but it's going to get the job done.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in. It's the race we've all been waiting for. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
I do find it hilarious, though, that Max made his own press conference just so that he could swear in it. Literally. That is the funniest shit that came out of the latest race weekend. Okay, Sergeant up into 9th, getting Hamilton. Mercedes downfall already happening. Like, I'm going to be perfectly honest, there has to be someone at Frontier that hates Mercedes. Because it doesn't make sense just how much they collapse in every single one of their games. Like someone at Frontier really, really must dislike them. Nah, I don't think I'm going to score points here. Nope, no points. Particularly not from Floof. Floof points are dangerous and will destroy your car. Yeah. We need to not overtake into turn 4 there. Crawford's doing well. He's made it up into 11th place here. Confidence is getting on the higher side, which is what we need. So already we've had a very, very good start here, I dare say. And if we can stick with Tsunoda and he can reattach us to the front here, it's looking very, very good. Crawford is unfortunately getting kind of dislodged, but what is Norris doing back here? Did I miss him going out? Crawford, follow that man. He's now your exclusive driver contact. Sergeant is falling a little bit behind here, so we're going to push a little bit just to make sure that we don't get left behind. We do need to just stay within DRS of these guys in front if we can. That is literally the most important thing now at the start of this race. Because if we have Piastri driving this train, we're going to be able to create some gaps to the cars behind. And that's going to be great. If I want to avoid points, I should pit for wets. That's a great strategy in 22. Yeah, I do love Verstappen. Verstappen doesn't take any shit. And if you do give him shit, he's just going to sling it straight back at you. And that is always amazing to witness. Sergeant is in a little bit of trouble at the moment, I'll be honest. Send him to the... Oh, hello, Piastri. Bye, Piastri. Oh my god, I don't... Gravel. I need to get a soundboard. I don't know where I have the like gravel thing from, but I need to get a soundboard and make that like a prime thing I can press just for this track. Whenever we go through that corner, just gravel. I think we're going to be sent to the gravel zone, lads. Oh, Piastri was nice. Sorry, Norris was nice. This back and forth is also pretty bad because it does lose his confidence. Which is a problem. Yellow flag. Magnussen, what have you done?
And here we've got a yellow flag.
We saw the crash, bad luck, mate. Well, we didn't crash.
And if we watch Magnussen,
Valtteri might be an honorary Aussie. Oh,
there's the contact. And that's
he slightly touched a wall.
a way to put a dampener on your weekend.
Max has a better understanding of the language. Okay, for now though, Norris, I need you to catch up to the cars in front. Like, you are not supposed to be slow enough that you can get run away from by a Ferrari on hards while you're on softs. Rick with a mechanical fault is going to make life a little bit easier. Tsunoda also has one. We are using a little bit more of these mediums than I'd like to, I'll be honest, because we do need to kind of stick with Norris here. If we want points. If we lose Norris, I think our chance of points is going to get lost too. Because Alonso, Tsunoda, both of them are getting pulled by Sainz, and that's not good for us. That is really not good for us. But yeah, the game right now is just as mentioned. We can't really do anything for Crawford. He's just going to have to go back and forth there. And honestly, we should put him to low overtake aggression because back and forth does hurt our drivers quite a bit. And as that confidence gets lower, we're going to get more and more into trouble. So we just need to manage at the moment, make sure that we don't fall too far back. And as long as we can manage that, this race is still open. I do believe. How have I been streaming for hours? It's gone by so fast. It has indeed. It does indeed go by fast. I predict someone driving a car will win. Not someone driving an airplane. A rocket ship, as they call it. Silent did get dropped pretty hard there. I don't think we can catch back up though. But to be fair, the gaps have been pretty constant, so it's not going to be a huge problem. We have another yellow flag, just temporarily though. Oh, Solomon with the lockup. We can push for small periods of time. It's just once we get a little bit too heated on the tires, we're going to get in trouble. We are getting back within DRS here, just slightly. Never mind. We were getting back, and then he said, no, you're not. Come on, Piastri, mercy. We both have DRS now, side by side, and that's going to make things a little bit spicy. Crawford is again just doing his own little thing back here. We are micromanaging Sargent in the hopes of getting points. And that is coming at the cost of Crawford just kind of barely living. He does also have temperature issues. He's basically on the border here with one tire being cold. That's acceptable though. Tsunoda's fault has developed into a major one. Okay. Engine 2. We might get our safety car here, but the question is that going to be a bad thing for us? And I think the answer to that might be a resounding yes. We'll see, though. Almost as fast as Alpine, even. Belief is a strong drug, yeah. At Austria, it'll be a return of Jetpack Guy. Yeah, Jetpack Guy is going to win. He's going to overtake everyone in that thing. But yeah, Sonoda is now struggling. And that opens up one easiest spot for us to score points. Which is huge.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Stroll, basically, we are basically trying to steal the point from Stroll right now. That's going to be the play. O'Sullivan is having a bad time. Like, look at this. He's already a lap down. He has pitted, like one of the earliest pitters, but he's already a lap down. That's insane. Question here now is, do I want to put Sargent on attack? I think the answer is yes. The quicker we get by Sonoda here, the better. Put him on attack. We can now go a little bit top up behind Norris. Norris's tires are going, but he's still going to be probably faster than us, I would think. Piastri meme intensifies. I love that the second you say that, I can just imagine Piastri sipping on his bottle, shrugging at that man eating asphalt. The thing is also, we need to keep these tires alive. We could put Pit onto a hard tire a little bit earlier than the rest here and try and stay with the cars in front. That's why I'm trying to get out of the race now. To be fair, if we get a safety car here... Oh! You absolute gremlin. Floof mentioned an Andretti car out of the race and Crawford immediately gets chipped versus the Haas. To be fair, I think that's Crawford's fault though. You didn't give him enough space. Did I see that GT Man had an update? I did, I just haven't had time to play. I'll be honest, Orochi. BK chucked me down the rabbit hole known as Satisfactory. Okay. I think we will change the strategy here for Sargent. I think the plan is going to be burn mediums, pit earlier, and try and stay with the cars that are already ahead here. Because right now everyone has started pitting, and we kind of need to do the same. I don't think we're replacing the front wing, to be fair. No penalty? Yeah, no penalty. I don't think we're going to be replacing Crawford's front wing. I don't think that's going to be... I think that's really going to help. It's also Hulkenberg. We messed with no Magnussen. Sargent got overtaken and left behind by Piastri in the short time I looked away. That's not good. We're kind of pulling Tsunoda with us right now, but let's face it, there's nothing I really can do about that. And him running behind us is actually good, because that is going to mean his engine is going to be cooking. So if he wants to stay right behind us, he can. But it's kind of a shame that we lost the McLarens. They were a source of free pace, even though they now have pitted. And Perez has pitted a fresh tire. He's going to overtake us. We're going to lose confidence. It is the law of the world. And it's very, very annoying. But we do need to stay out probably for 1 or 2 more laps here. Crawford, we do need to pit him. So let's get him in. Again, we're not really going to switch that from wing out. There's just no point. If we can stay with Perez, we're staying out 2 more laps. Because Perez and Red Bull should still be quick. And he might actually be quick enough that we can make something happen here. Okay, Crawford, you're getting a little bit of TV time here with your pit stop. 2.5 seconds. That's acceptable. You do come out in a bit of a troublesome place though, behind both Salvers. But ahead of Rick. So I guess we'll take that. And what's potentially to hunt down Tsunoda, I think. Okay, we didn't actually lose Perez there immediately, so I think the plan now is just get on the hard tire. And try and make something happen here. Pit stops around here do take a little bit of time. 22 seconds is what we'll lose. So we're going to come out potentially where Tsunoda is. So we're going to lose this entire train. But we could have players like Ocon play a massive part here in holding up the train. So Sergeant might still be fine. What was that about the safety car? Hopefully it will help us, but probably it won't. That's usually how a safety car works. Okay, Rick overtakes Crawford. We're gonna basically be playing chicken with this, man. And again, it's a bit of a problem that that's happening. Okay, Alonso and Piastri are also pitting. So mayhem is going to happen here. Yellow flag. Crawford! Did you chip the other side of your front wing this time around, maybe?
Watching Daniel Ricciardo. Not a lot of wiggle room here.
I love that you can just see the front wing come creeping up.
Right there. Now their
Okay.
confidence will have taken a hit with that.
Let me guess, his confidence is now so far down the gutter that he's no longer, no chance. 64 braking, no chance of anything happening this race that's going to be positive. So just survive, my man, just survive till the end. For Sargent, he's now out of the pits. Ocon has played a bit of a blocker role here. And when Stroll pits, we are actually going to be in the points again.
1.5 seconds to Ocon.
So if we deploy, I don't think we're catching Norris here. It's not just not happening. Let's be honest, that is just not happening. Sargent's race here is going to be him versus Stroll, and right now we're up by 2 seconds in the pit stops. We just need to manage at this point and pray that Hulkenberg doesn't assassinate us. And as I mentioned for Crawford, he needs to build confidence if he wants to have anything happen. He did actually get a penalty there. My God. How did you get a penalty being on the outside? No, were you on the outside? No, you were on the inside. Yes, you get a penalty on the inside. Makes sense. You're bullying him off the track. This time, second strike, you get a penalty. Makes sense. Yes, Crawford is out. Let's just put it like that. Crawford is out. Stroll is pitting. We'll see now just how much of an advantage we hold over him. And did he have a slow stop? He went for a soft tire. Okay. And we have a good 10-second advantage. Alpine with a classic pit stop issue. Oh no, the FIA is already censoring censoring this game too. But yeah, not the best stop there for Ocon. The F in FIA stands for French. The French International Alliance. Alright, that guy's fine. Other than the second Floof says something, it's just the game goes, how can I screw over Alpine? But yeah, Sargent is looking to be on track here for a point. Crawford is a little bit too far behind here, really. 20 seconds off the 10 point, 25 really with the penalty to make any sort of difference, I think. But Stroll is gaining on us, and he is on a soft tire. He does, however, have a problem with his car, which is going to come in handy. Now, the scarier part is this man, because we are giving him DRS. And he could definitely destroy us. And I would like to avoid that happening. I'll be perfectly honest. That would be kind of sad if it did. French sabotage is an art form that needs to be examined. Well, the Williams are actually having a worse day than the Alpines here. So the Williams self-destruction is also an art form, I guess. But let's be perfectly honest here. I did read an article that said the Williams were kind of sad that they didn't take advantage of Stroll. Sainz with a mechanical fault now. That sounds like gearbox. Could also be engine, I guess. Okay, my boy Science, what is thine issue? It's ERS, so I was wrong on both accounts. But that's going to slow him down massively, because if that is a major damage to ERS, it means he's just not going to have ERS. He's just not going to have energy. That could potentially be another free point. And I know Leclerc is driving around with damage too, to his gearbox. That fault could also escalate. We could have a Ferrari strategy moment here. That could outdo all the other Ferrari strategy moments and score some more points. Hello, Nienke. We're doing good. It's good to be back. It's your weekly reminder of Alpine supremacy. I don't see any supremacy, buddy. I unfortunately don't see any supremacy. To be fair, we're not really having any Andrade supremacy either, but let's not talk about that detail. But yeah, there's not really much to do right now. It's just allowing the race to kind of run its course. We have two major faults. We could be seeing some cars DNF, which would be huge. But apart from that, there's not really a lot going on. Said Sargent was 20 seconds behind there for a second, so I thought he had destroyed his car somehow. That was a little bit of a heart attack moment. I think Stroll is going to go in a hard tire till the end. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Why did I expect this? No one expects a French Inquisition. Or rather, French supremacy. Wait, so I did just gain a lot of time. Piastri pitting. We are still going to need to pit again, but we'll have a bit of a tire advantage towards the end. And it may be enough here that we can eat up 5 seconds. Okay, it is time to go on the aggression. The aggressive here. The aggressive. Did you get more damage? No, I hate when this blinks because I feel like it's picked up more damage. To be fair, we can go full attack with Crawford now too. Get him onto their mediums, just have him take care of them. And try and pray for the safety car. I think that's going to be the play. Sainz there has pitted. He's going to run to the end on these hards. Hamilton still needs to pit, and we're not too far off him. 5 seconds. Crawford has been lapped, which is an issue. It's a big issue, actually. Because that means even if we get a safety car, it's not going to help. I need both Russell and Stroll to get lapped. But to be fair, we're also going to get lapped when that happens, so it's not really going to help. Verstappen, can you slow down? Mercy. Bought the game a while ago, only just found time to play it. Yeah, it's good. It's just a shame that it lacks a bit of depth and everything that was promised hasn't been delivered yet. Somehow managed to get a podium with League Cup Season 1. That's really good, honestly. League Cup is a fun team, though. Like, they start in a nice position to actually do well. Every season I play, I get a pity headpad and a well you tried. Yeah, Season 1. That is a painful thing. When is Stroll going to get lapped? He's 105. Well, to be fair. When we pit, we are going to get lapped. It's just no way around it. Verstappen has already pitted. Like, he's a... Oh, Leclerc's fault had escalated. The Ferrari made it. Okay, so we have 4 cars with escalated fault right now. Sainz. Terminalo. Sainz has perished. Is he going to cause a safety car? This would be the perfect time to cause a safety car, Sainz. Park on the track, please. Signs. You're supposed to park, signs. Stop. Don't go into the pit, signs. Oh, right. Never mind. Signs' fault is going to be his ERS. The only part you can actually have explode and not DNF from. But as you can see, it doesn't have any battery. That's disappointing. I have been fooled and bamboozled, and I'm not happy about it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Rick now's fault has escalated too. Both V-carbs are about to explode. But yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. I think we stay out for one more lap here, potentially, if we can stay with Norris. Take advantage of his DRS. Looks like it's not gonna happen though. Nah, that is not happening. When we pit, we are going to be lapped. It's just that simple. The thing here also is I wish I knew how far behind Stroll is, because it doesn't look like a pit stop distance. So I think what we do is we stay out one more lap. If we get a safety car, we are basically going to save ourselves from being lapped if that happens. But we are getting dangerously closer to needing to pit anyways, so I don't think it's going to really matter much. Crawford is going to come in this lap. The lapping is a bit of an issue here. But yeah, Sainz car exploding and not exploding at the same time. Very, very frustrating. Isn't that convenient? Yeah, it would have been. Sadly. It's a bit unfortunate. We are serving our penalty. We're doing the stop. And for Sargent, we're just going to stay out one more lap here. It's not really going to make a difference unless one of these three implode. But I would love to avoid getting lapped and starting right behind Hamilton to hunt down that. Well, we would get that point anyways because we're 10th. Or rather 7th right now. We would be moved down to 10th. But it looks like my dreams here, the crash gate is not going to come to fruition. So we have to pit Sargent on this lap. It is what it is. But yeah, if we take a look here, both V-carbs have issues. That's not a V-carb, that's an Ocon engine. And Tsunoda also has engine. They're keeping it at a good temperature though, so it shouldn't actually escalate. And the other one was Leclerc, who has a gearbox. That could actually end up in a straight up DNF. What does what does Stroll actually have issues with? The ERS, so he is not going to implode. It's either one of the V-carbs or the remaining Ferrari. Okay, have a clean stop, boys, please. 2.8, we'll take it. We're going to come up behind Stroll here, but we're going to have a lot fresher tires and a car that isn't imploding. So, if Hamilton gets lapped, if Russell gets lapped, we still have a good chance at snatching a couple extra points, which would be huge. Hello, Maya. What is the idea of America versus France? Basically, we have a couple of supporters in chat that are firm supporters of the Alpine. And particularly early in this save, a lot of our fights were Andretti, which is the American team with American drivers in Sargent and Crawford. We were fighting the French quite a lot, so it turned into a bit of a civil war here. So it's just a bit of an inside joke. That's all it is. And as Floof says, he believes in Alpine supremacy. But yeah, he's the driving force of this inside joke, if you will. Okay, we have 2 seconds to Stroll. That shouldn't be an issue. I think we'll get him before the end with relative ease here. We might need to push Crawford up to standard here just for tire temps. I do kind of just want to take care of his tires because the only way we get anything done... I don't think we get anything done with him anyways. So we're just going to take care of those tires a bit. And for Sargent here, it is definitely hunting down Stroll. and then trying to hunt down Russell Hamilton. 10 seconds though, I don't think that happens in 16 laps. But a point is a point. And we are going to try and hunt down that 1 point from Stroll. Is that Magnussen he has behind him? No, it's Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg has been double lapped here. Okay, we have caught up. I think the player is going to be to overtake Stroll once we get back within DRS. Hulkenberg is going to be a little bit of a nuisance, I'm not going to lie. Never mind, he got out of the way. But once we overtake Stroll, I think we just go full deploy on the non-DRS section of the track. And then we try and break away from Stroll so we can try and chase down the cars ahead. Stroll's still pretty quick, must be fair. We are gaining over 2 seconds lap here on Sainz. If we can keep this up. Don't Stroll, you... I will sell you to Sauber. I sentence you to a year in Sauber, Stroll, for that one. How can you believe in Alpine? Morris, be nice to him. The Andretti name needs more T's. Have I missed out on a number of T's? I met a Sauber supporter last week. He showed me he was saying Stroll is a window. Well, Rocket Power and Mohawk was onto something there, but yeah. The fact that Stroll sent us to the Shadow Realm and then we had to stay in the Shadow Realm for a little bit longer due to Paris is very frustrating. That's the best way I can describe it. Very frustrating. We are going to get Stroll by the end of this, but that basically ensured that we do not get any of the what are they called? Mercedeses at all. No way we're catching them. And for Crawford here, we're going to admire him in his brilliant attempt now to overtake a Alpine and a Ferrari somehow. What? Is that Sainz? Who is that? It is Sainz. Get out of the way, Gasly. Sainz coming through. There you go. You should have sent him to the Shadow Realm, Sergeant, I'll be honest, but... Why is Sainz not overtaking Gasly? What is happening here? Like, what is this, actually? We'll put you up to... Of course. Gravel. And you picked up underfloor damage. Gasly! I hate this track. Just because of the gravel there. You basically need to micromanage your cars and tell them do not overtake into corner 4 unless you're on the inside. All those falls and none of them are Alpine. And we lost 4 seconds and we're going to lose more now because we're getting more lapped. I don't know what to say. I do think we will deploy with Sergeant though, just get away from Stroll in case he sends it. So let's get that sorted. He might just send it here though. You know what? We're gonna go always defend. Because I think that forces him to go defend the inside. And now we're gonna go full deploy. Sergeant, you are leaving Stroll so far behind that he will not even see your car. I'm just going to keep on deploying here, and we're also going to go attack. I don't think we're going to get fastest lap doing this, but it would be funny if we did. Ah, you didn't actually get it in the corner I needed you to. Yellow sector 1, so already it's not happening. I'm wondering if we're gonna, like, what the lap time's gonna look like, though. We gained 4 seconds on Stroll just by this. 5 seconds this lap. Fastest lap and new track record. Take that. 1 more point going to us, unless Verstappen says no. Not allowed. Which, to be fair, would be a very Verstappen thing to do. Did I just catch you in the gravel again, Crawford? I'm going insane. I just know it was Austria because of damage, yeah. Deploy the Verstappen? No, do not deploy the Verstappen. Like, the Verstappen has already been deployed. He's almost lapped everyone. This is the first season. The Verstappen has been deployed. Show mercy. Honestly, though, if we had more laps there, we would potentially be able to catch Sainz. Because Sainz is very slow. Almost 3 seconds on that last lap we gained on him. We have gone 10 seconds at a Stroll. Like, dude's running 110s. We're running 6.8s. 3 laps to go. -1 because we're lapped. Yeah, we're not catching him. But we could have tried. And for Crawford now, I just want you to get a little bit of revenge on that Alpine. Look out for debris. We've had a crash. Show, are you guilty? Yes, you are. Maybe not. Unless he's gonna fly up the inside here. Where's the crash? That has to have been Show like hitting the rear right tire of Tsunoda. That's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense. Show must have been on the inside, clipped the tire, lost a bit of his front wing. I can't see anything else there having happened. The gravel is lovely. No, I don't want more gravel. I will put pineapple on pizza if Sainz engine goes pop. The thing is, the Sainz, it isn't actually Sainz engine that has gone pop. It is his ERS. And you don't have to DNF if it's your ERS that goes pop. So, he's safe. The only problem is we just haven't been able to catch him. I think we have fastest lap. Unless Crawford, you know, sets fastest lap with his hunt for Gasly. Which would be kind of sad and self-destructive. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to do it halfway point through the lap. Because I do want to catch Gasly. I want revenge for the probably 3 times he put me in the gravel. And I think we can do that with a little bit extra help here. Fuel is also barely going to be fine here. Final lap for the Verstappen. And I feel like he's actually behind us. He isn't though, it's Paris. Yes, it's Paris that is behind Crawford. And he could cause a little bit of problem in the hunt here, if you will. I'm surprised none of these guys' engines actually exploded. Okay, Crawford, I'm gonna do something stupid and put you to high overtake aggression. Do with that power as you will. No. Why must you ruin our fun, Paris?
And today's winner.
That is unfortunately going to be it. We did get one Alpine beating us. Really, really dirty, though, I'll be honest. And if we had 2 more laps, we would have caught Sainz here.
That's the checkered flag.
Could probably gone a full attack a little bit earlier, which would also probably allow that to happen, but it's a couple of points. We'll take that. I'm lapped. I don't need that much fuel. I can push. I could, but it does carry the risk of me pushing too hard. So, play it safe. And to be fair, Crawford's fight isn't really for any points or anything, so it's fine.
What a race that was. And there, of course, we see...
Have they fixed end of season contract bugs and poaching on console? I don't believe so.
The line P11 sadly just missing out on the points.
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating.
But yeah, we got 2 points. We'll take that. And I'm very curious what's going to happen now with these 3 guys, because they all had basically exploding engines. And Bottas beats both Alpines in a Sauber. I don't know how Alpine should feel about that, but he did it. Okay, that puts Logan still in 13th. Constructors-wise, we are still 7th, but Sauber is 8th, Williams is 9th. Haas and Alpine has yet to score points. And I think we'll do one more race today. I think that is what's going to be on the calendar. Because I still need to sit down and finish editing some today's video. Which is going to be satisfactory. But yeah, we have now reached the peak enthusiasm levels of a Sergeant, and add this with extremely high peak confidence, and he might actually be dangerous. In dangerously close to scoring points. Okay, driver development update. Just accuracy for Sergeant, braking and adaptability for Crawford. We'll take that. And the pit training schedule here. Basically, they're going to need a break. That's what I'm seeing. We don't have the best pit boss. Like 70 is probably where we're going to stop here. On the pit crew management scale. Like that. We can put in one more session here. Put in a session here. Then we have a little bit before we go into race weekend. And we are just going to fill up before we go into the next month here. That should do it. Okay. Kilometer dirt that needs a diet? What? There are too many eagles and American flags. Did I download the logo? It's part of a logo pack. So basically the way that logo pack works is that if we go into the team branding and we check out the logo. So the way this logo pack works is it gives you every single part of the Andretti logo, as you can see. And then you have to put it together with the correct colors and in the correct order. So I don't remember exactly what this logo pack is called off the top of my head, but you should be able to find an overtake. It's pretty easy to install and put together. And they do have logos for a bunch of other teams too, which is really, really nice. Now the question is, do we have enough parts to go into next race weekend? And the question is just barely. And actually the answer is no, we don't. Like, look at that. It looks terrible. Like, I barely have components. And look at all this medium risk. If anything here explodes, we're going to Hungary. Then we're going to Spa afterwards. So, it's not bad yet. It's a day until we get a suspension design. So let's see what that one does first before we do that final slot. It's not bad yet. It's soon to be really bad. If that makes sense. Just wait for the Alpine Resurgent. After a few months post-launch, how do I keep the game still engaging for myself? I stopped playing, but watching your streams is how I engage with it now. To be fair, it's basically just to try and make it somewhat interesting. In my case, it is basically doing different things. I think if I played the Alpine speedrun constantly, it would get pretty boring. But for me, it's just trying different things, experimenting with the systems. I do think that doing things like the maximum weight thing could be very interesting to keep you engaged. Doing things to mess with difficulty, try and make a car that is maybe not optimal. I believe Mike has basically set up a balance car thing that I might test in the future Noble, where he has set up the sliders in a way that you don't lose any performance. Basically, he's made a balanced setup or balanced kind of challenge thing. I believe I haven't read too deeply into it, but it's basically set up in a way where let's go a day here so I can explain it with the visual aids to make it a little bit easier. I do think we want this. Yes, we want this. So let's make... let's see, how long until Budapest? Okay, so let's make 2 of these. So basically what he has done, if I'm not misunderstanding him, is that he's basically made a setup that looks a little bit like this, where... Well, to be fair, it doesn't use these sliders. We'd have to use the base part. So let me just fix that. I'm explaining it very poorly right now, but I do kind of want to get this one right. So just give me a second here. And if we put this on car 2, we'll use that as a comparison. Let's see. Car 2 performance, there we go. Again, I can't really do this without firing up a new save, but the idea is that you have to place your sliders in such a way that nothing has a negative. So basically, I'd have to move I can move the sliders around as I see fit, but I'm not allowed to move the sliders in a way that I get any negative stats. And I think that could be a little bit funny way to limit yourself compared to the AI. It's not super difficult, but it's going to be a little bit of a new challenge, which would force me to play differently with the sliders. I think that could be a little bit interesting to try out. This is the only way I'm going to see Williams win a race. Funnily enough, dog, I think the next one season challenge team is going to be Williams. So you might see that in this coming week. I think we are getting to the point now where we should focus a little bit research. So let's get a suspension research going. And do it like this. That should work. Financially, we are in a bit of a precarious position because we don't have a lot of money. And I am going to get 2 underfloors made because we kind of need them. And we are liable to break them. So, yeah, let's get that sorted. Around the grid challenge. I think around the grid could be pretty interesting this year because I think I can do it a lot quicker. The problem with around the grid, particularly last year, was that I would get a car that was very dominant within basically the first half of the season, and then I still have to do races where I'm dominant and when the challenge already ended, and it just took a lot of my time. But around the grid challenge is probably going to be something that I get started with once I'm done with the Alpine speedrun. Alpine speedrun, I think, just has 2, maybe 3 episodes left. So I would like to do that earlier this season, and then maybe wait a little bit with the maximum weight challenge until every patch has come out. I assume you're saving the best to last. Are you talking about Alpine Floof? If he was Sprite Pinto. Well, to be fair, what I'm drinking right now is neither Sprite nor Cola. It's something called Solo. Norwegian soda. Okay, let us just get through practice here. I think we'll just sim it as is. But we are getting to halfway point of the season, so we could put in new engines if we want to.
Now it's time to see who come out.
Once you're in a season, is there anything that drains your cost cap budget that isn't just decisions you make, like designing and manufacturing? Building upkeep is cost cap. Some of your staff is also cost cap, but it's not a lot of them. Like, it's not a lot of money. It's basically your engineers, things like that. But the biggest thing that is going to have an effect on your cost cap is probably building upkeep, which is why I never recommend to upgrade CFD and the wind tunnel building, why a level 3 factory is probably the highest you should go. And also, do keep in mind that, again, upkeep can get pretty expensive. Solar is actually pretty popular in Australia. I find that interesting. But that is actually kind of funny to hear. It is a refreshing thing, though. Seeing all this cola pinto, a pint of cola. What, are you gonna mix beer and cola? Now I got reminded. One of my friends actually does that, though. Like, he mixes beer and cola. I don't know how. Like, it should be illegal. It should be illegal what he does. Okay, do we gamble on putting a new engine here? I think we'll run this for a couple more races. I am being a bit lazy this year with just allowing 4 engines to be used, but I think we'll put this in here now. It is close to summer break. We'll take advantage. We'll give him a little bit new ones. Gearbox will still need to be used a little bit longer. We might need to buy a couple of new components here, but I am willing to take a gamble. This should be a funnier, better race than the last.
And that should be the green light now.
See if we can actually have a good quali here on a non-sprint weekend. Perez going out immediately is interesting. Same with Verstappen. But yeah, we'll allow these guys to run the course and I'll catch up with the chat. How's Soul Mountain Dew? Scotch and cola is all I can drink. That's not bad, to be fair. Why are you immediately doing the same things you... I can't get over the... Sounds like he's seen a ghost. It's bad acting seeing a ghost. He locked up and then ran wide in the same motion, and he got I shouldn't laugh, but I am. So I'm a horrible person. Limit myself to one soft drink a day, and that after that only water. That's good though. Beer plus Sprite. I guess that makes sense.
Mode charge. Stay negative and adult.
4/10. We are so far behind.
Cool the engine.
Crawford manages 6 seconds behind there after his little incident. Maybe this isn't going to be a good race weekend. Maybe I was just coping. We'll see. Crawford sounded like a sheep. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I need to... I really want to set up a soundboard at one time. I need to make a sheep's noise for whenever people crash. Like angry sheep. That would kind of be funny, but also could potentially be taken the wrong way. Let's be honest. Like, he destroyed... Like, look at this. He destroyed them. They're half a second slower than these tires. This is a pretty hefty track, though, for degradation. So, I am not surprised. Let's just put it like that. Let's see if we can actually improve our lap time, or if Crawford is going to go out here in Q1. In utter disgrace. Obviously going to get a little bit of an improvement in here. Both Andretti's into Q3? I don't think so. I hope they can actually make hard mode harder. It's still really easy to get a very good result at the end of the first season already. I agree with that, Thomas. And this is something I tell everyone, kind of, that feels hard mode is easy. The real difficulty slide is actually the durability. So try and keep that in the middle. If you still find that too easy, turn it up by a couple of kilograms for each part. And you'll be losing a little bit of performance, yes. Performance that any self-respecting, you actually got held up. That any self-respecting F1 team would, you know, never do. But it is it's an annoying, I guess you could say, way to increase the difficulty a little bit. You're 3 seconds behind now. How is Norris a second behind Paris? And how did you... I guess it was Hamilton holding you up there in that last corner. This is the weirdest qualifying session I've seen so far. Like, look at this. Hamilton 3 seconds behind Paris. Maybe they've added reverse track evolution at this point. I don't know. Oh, this is actually so weird to look at. Okay, Crawford, I need you to trust Russell here and have him bring you to victory. Sergeant, I think he will be fine. I can't guarantee it, but like, look at this. Verstappen is 2 seconds behind Paris. Like, the amount of witchcraft that is happening right now is off the charts. Extend the UI mod, James. For the sector timings. Paris must have used the Flintstone method. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. Like, Science is a second behind him. How many hours do I have in F1 Manager so far? I don't know. A few hundred, at the very least. Probably more like 500, maybe. 400-ish. Okay, 2 green sectors. Are you actually gonna improve and not get kicked out in Q1? And we have an Ocon. Ocon is second to Verstappen. Truly a goat. And you did not improve in sector 3. Just... Yeah, Crawford is gonna have a very bad weekend. Because no way Hammy is not improving past him. He got beaten by the Alpines, me boy. That is the biggest disgrace you can get here. Okay. We need to pray. We have failed to pray. I love that I say we need to pray and immediately it just goes down 1. Like, he had 3 runs there too. That's the worst part. So, Crawford, let's take a look at this. Sector timing. It's best 23.8. So basically it was similar to the first run. Yeah, it was just slow here. There's no other way around it. Like, he had 3 runs. He lost all his confidence on this one. He got the confidence back on this one. And he still couldn't perform on this one. It's a bit of a shame. But it does happen. I think we do the first run on old. And then we try and get 2 runs in on the fresh rubber afterwards. For a Sergeant here. I do believe I also have made a mistake here that I'll go over later. Crawford out, sack the manager. How can you be beaten by an Alpine? Yeah, I know. Preemptive eagle to counteract French bias. What do I think about some co-op or multiplayer game? Would it work? I think it would work, yes. It's just probably a little bit difficult to implement. But I think it could be really, really fun, to be fair. Did Sarge just get held up by Norris? I'm gonna send you a strongly worded letter, Zach. But yeah, I think multiplayer would be a good thing, a good way to keep the game interesting. Like, if the only improvement for 25 was that they improved the current features, like the contracts, actually make them work properly. To be fair, patch 1.8 might do that. Actually implement proper mentality system. Probably just straight up remove confidence, have it be part of the mentality system. Make it swing a little bit during race weekends, depending on personal performance, more so than if you get overtaken or not. And then finally, just multiplayer. It would be good, like, if you could play F2, F3 as well, to be fair. But to me, that isn't really a deal breaker. I would also love it if the affiliate system actually became a talent racing system rather than you can now have 10 reserve drivers. But yeah, there's a few issues. Honestly, I just realized I didn't mention affiliates in the video I made yesterday at all because it's just 10 reserve drivers. But yeah, it would be nice. Okay, let's get the first run on a proper tire out there. Apparently everyone was thinking the same. Is the Alpine going to be a problem? Maybe, we'll see. Multiplayer would be a scheduling nightmare. That's true, but at the same time, like, you don't need 10 or 11 players for multiplayer. It would be great even if, like, you or 2 or 3 buddies could manage each of your team. That too would be amazing. But yeah, if you wanted a full 11 lobby, that would be a scheduling nightmare, yes. Both Alpines and Q2, and I don't say anything through the flute curse at work. Yeah, we did get double in on the previous one. So Sergeant is improving. Is it going to improve enough here to actually get into Q3? We're knocked out of Paris.
Okay, so we are
Temporarily. Rick is still half a second faster than us. I don't think that's not gonna hold water. But with Sergeant now reaching peak, like, this is also the main problem that I have with the mentality and confidence system. Like, just take a look at Sergeant's stats. 96 accuracy, 92 braking, 91 cornering. This is Sergeant, the god, returned to show you what's what. I just don't get that. Like, when the mentality system, again, we are going on a little bit of a tangent and a little bit of a rant with a track that is almost, this track is almost 60 degrees, 57.3. You would burn yourself if you touched the track. I don't believe 30 degrees in Britain, cloudy Britain. Completely unrealistic. Uninstall the game. But yeah, I think the problem with the systems is that they just augment each other in a bad way for the player, in the sense that the player gets some insane boosts with, again, just the mentality. We are gonna absolutely destroy Leclerc's lap here if he's on a fast one. Luckily, he wasn't. Go, Sarge, go. This is your one chance to make it into Q3 here. It's a preemptive cub. The Big Gas versus the Americans is a fight for the ages. Their battle will be legendary. That's not a good start. 4/10 off of Piastri. That's terrible. We should have stayed with Piastri more closely. Is Perez not getting a lap in? He is, and he's already 5/10 up on me. Yeah, that is. Get that Mercedes out of here. He clearly blocked us. He clearly sabotaged us. Perez actually got a lap in, and he is going purple, so we are definitely going out here. But we got blocked by so many different cars. Oh no. To be fair, I don't think we would have improved 4/10 anyways, so it's fine. But we're close to the points again, which is a good starting point. The battle will be an eating contest. You can't say that. Shit. Dark. Ugh. Now I'm just imagining like those sausage eating contests. Just a Frenchman and an American sitting next to each other, stuffing their faces, while the announcer that's there for some reason going, "This battle would be legendary." God bless America. Okay, let's see if we can actually make something here that would be an improvement. Can we maybe make this just barely work? Is that quicker than anything else, though? No, not really. 2 softs is still going to be quicker. So I think that has kind of told us what our strategy is going to be. Soft into medium into soft, and we might as well just do this. Burn the medium towards the end. And I think that is going to be the thing that we'll try. To be fair, also, Crawford is starting far enough down the grid that we don't really need to worry about anything. He should be able to build confidence this time around, which should be beneficial. And just double checking that there's no rain in Britain, because that is usually how it goes. Some rain for your rain. It's American Independence Day tradition, don't hate. So, what would the Americans be eating? Sausages and, or hot dogs. And some sort of soda. And Floof will be sitting there with baguettes and wine. Plates of ribs. You don't want this fire. I think we'll go for this, see what we can do. Hopefully we can have Sergeant score some more points. He is in a good state of mind. Mentally.
Anticipation is high, and the drivers are ready for this. The British Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Yeah, so we're going to go all in on Sergeant just sending it, and we're going to do the same for Crawford.
Copy.
Sergeant immediately into the points. Crawford immediately gets an Alpine. Lovely, lovely start. I probably also should redesign the cars because, to be fair, I should get someone who knows how to do... I don't know what you said if the car liveries, but I should have someone make just the livery of this car be half French, half the French flag, half the American, to symbolize the fight. That could be funny. USA from Aaron. So what I'm being told is I need a full USA livery. Maybe I will spend the weekend just sitting down and learning how to make liveries. Potentially. Or I'll go over to Walt and kidnap his livery designer. Sergeant up into 9th. But this is when the sadness begins, when we have to turn our energy down to neutral. But it is looking good so far. We can stay with the Mercs. We can at least fight those to the end. And Hamilton and Bottas have started with... let's see here. Hamilton has gearbox issues. And same for Bottas, so that could make things a lot more spicy towards the end of this one. We are kind of getting left behind though, so Stroll passing us here is not necessarily a bad thing, if we can catch them. It is a little bit of a bad thing for our confidence. But other than that, it should be okay. Rick is coming back at us though, and we are kind of losing out a little bit here in terms of pace. I think we have to actually deploy it to keep up. If we get back into the DRS train, we can just top up. Right now, it's looking a little bit problematic, so we're going to have to do a little bit of pushing. Crawford here, I think the goal is just going to be to try and get close to the points. You just get overtaken and lose so much time. Size mechanical fault. Nice. Another Ferrari masterpiece. But yeah, it looks like we are losing the DRS train here because Piastri is currently the driver of it. And we need these tires to last. That's the problem. If we don't, we are going to have to change the strategy a little bit. Show mechanical fault already. The safety car is smiling off in the distance. But yeah, I appreciate that, Aaron. Again, thank you very much for that USA sponsorship, I guess. Don't ruin the Team America with a disgraceful French flag on it. How about this, Floof? If I make an American flag for this livery, I'll see if I can turn the Alpine livery into just a French flag. How do we feel about that? American livery for this one, and a French flag livery for the Alpines. Someone's probably already made those, to be fair, and I just need to go and find them on the mod site. I can almost guarantee it, which would be huge. Compromise, I'll take it. It's acceptable. The Negotiator. New title unlocked, The Negotiator. I do love that though, like, yeah, sure. That way we don't disgrace any side. For once the French and the Americans are at peace. For once they are friendly to each other again. Sergeant is in, again, we're in a little bit of trouble here. We are about half a second off DRS, but the other cars are breaking kind of apart here, so I think it's fine to not be in DRS right now. And once we do get back into DRS, which is now, I believe. No? Okay. Which is going to be probably within the next couple of laps. We can turn back to run top up. We're just trying to get 1 or 2 points here. That's literally all we're after. So it is very acceptable to just kind of stick with Stroll and Rick at the moment. Would be better to stick with Russell and Hamilton, don't get me wrong, but their train is being run by Piastri. And that makes things a little bit riskier in the sense of burning my tires to catch up. We need to be realistic about our expectations here, and while it would be great to win, realistically we're going to be fighting for the last couple of point scoring positions. Crawford, though, is climbing up here. He's going to be catching Ocon in a minute, which is going to be great. We're soon going to have the Crawford versus the Ocon duel. We are kind of losing out though to Stroll here, so I would like to catch him again. French in America agree. Thank you very much, Aaron. Appreciate that. Pizza in our time. now the Italians get involved. Okay, we're actually going to deploy a little bit with Crawford here because I think he has more pace than the cars around him. I want to see if we can overtake Ocon here and get a little bit of a move on that train. Whee! Oh. Ocon said, nah, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. Straight up there. Crawford's confidence. I find it funny that he's gone from 17 to 14 and his confidence hasn't really improved. I think we do have a very good chance of scoring points there, to be fair. We're going to be fighting Stroll, Alonso, and Rick, most likely. Tsunoda is, again, just stuck in this train back here with Crawford. But Crawford and Tsunoda now might be able to move this train a little bit forwards, as they have gotten past Ocon. Ocon the defender. That aged poorly. that aged incredibly poorly. Now he's Ocon the left behind. Well, never mind. Sullivan with a performance here. I did forget to put Colapinto in this seat.
There's not much they can do about that now.
Interesting choice for the recovery, though, to run over the sausage curb. Colapinto wouldn't have spun. Propaganda machine in full swing here. But yeah, this is gonna be a little bit painful. Can we actually? Let's say that we pit earlier with Sargent. It's gonna cost us time. That's the thing. It's gonna cost us a couple of seconds. But counterpoint. Could we hook onto a better DRS train by pushing? I think the answer to that is going to be yes, and it's very soon. Russell, Hamilton are going to be pitting. So I think we changed it up a little bit for Sargent here. in the hopes of getting into a better DRS train. Hamilton is falling behind, so we might be able to take advantage of that. That's kind of what I'm hoping for here. But Crawford, he's been left behind by Tsunoda, pretty decisively at that. I think we put him on the same strategy that we're running Sargent on at the moment. It is also kind of a bad thing here that we are pushing the others with us. But there isn't really much I can do about that to dislodge them. I think our goal here is just going to be run up to Hamilton, harvest a little bit behind Hamilton, and then try and make a like 2-second gap before we go for the pit stops. Because catching Hamilton is doable, so his damage is definitely slowing him down. Gearbox is generally the one that is going to be slowing you down the most. So let's do this. Run a little bit of harvest behind, see if we can stay with him while we do so. Maybe run aggressive, just to be on the safe side. Because as long as we can stay with Hamilton, we then have a source of DRS. And once we've recharged our battery, we can overtake, run full attack, get away, try and make something happen. Perez is the first one in the pit, but to be fair, the Red Bulls have pushed their tires to, you know, brink of damnation compared to the rest of us. Luckily enough, they shouldn't actually be overtaking us, if that makes sense. So we should be perfectly safe. I think we do one more lap like this. I don't think we can actually afford to do one more lap like this. I think it's just going attack here. Get close. Get the overtake done in the second DRS zone and then push from there. Why is it always Williams? Well, because it goes over Sullivan. Williams is my favorite Formula B team. Oh, that is rough, Nick. That's mean. At least call it Formula Midfield. McLaren is my favorite Formula A team. Can actually get the overtake done here, though. But we are close enough that that shouldn't be an issue. Verstappen now pits. Tsunoda pits. Okay. Let's see if we should be able to get the overtake done now. For the Sargent. And for this man, we're going to be pitting him on the following lap here. So let's just get that order in. And we overtake Hamilton at home. The question is, can these tires survive another lap? Or is that going to lose us a lot of time? I think the answer is we pit. Because the earlier we pit, the more of an advantage we get in terms of getting the undercut on the cars ahead. Like, I don't think we can undercut Russell. Let's be honest. But we can ensure that we get at least a little bit of a gap to Hamilton and Stroll. And those are, again, the ones that we're kind of fighting here. So let's just get in this lap. And I'm very curious what Hamilton is going to do. He stays out. How about Stroll? He too stays out. Okay. I need a clean stop from you boys. A clean double. That's not a clean stop, boys. You have disappointed me for the last time. Crawford gets a clean stop. You donkeys. We're in Silverstone. We need to use the Ramsey insult. You absolute donkeys. Okay, Russell is pitting. Hamilton stays out for another lap. Stroll stays out for another lap. So we might still be able to recover enough here that we will actually be able to get out ahead. Like for Crawford here, catching Tsunoda is basically going to be the goal. But for Sargent, Hamilton is a good 21 seconds up the road. That's basically a pit stop. So we have gotten the undercut going. Well, not really the undercut, we were already ahead, but you get the idea. Any of you going to pit? Hamilton is coming in. Stroll is coming in. This is going to be the big one. Can we actually get ahead of Hamilton and Stroll again? Clean stop there for Hamilton. How about Stroll? Clean stop for him too. Sargent is coming down the pit lane, and he's going to come out behind at least one of them, maybe two, both of them. No, he came out in between them, so we still have to mess around with Hamilton. But Hamilton has been kind enough here to offer us some soft tires to take advantage of. That's actually great, because we can have Hamilton pulls... No, we can't. Never mind. Hamilton has a broken gearbox, so any advantage will be lost anyways. Ace, McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes. F1 is the top 4. But didn't we all agree that last stream that we would worship Lord Gasly? The memes, yes. Okay, so the pit stops have kind of worked to our advantage here. I would love to stay with the fresh tires of Hamilton as much as possible, but the softs do degrade pretty quick around here. It's going to be limited how much of a benefit we're going to be getting from them. And he might go into a soft tire again towards the end, and that's going to make things very, very spicy. Crawford is just very slow this race. 15 seconds behind Sargent. A bad day for him. When I see Pierre roaming the countryside giving tires to the needy. Oh my god. Like, the visual alone there is insane. Stroll actually went to a hard tire. That's going to make things a little bit interesting as well. But yeah, we're definitely not keeping up with Hamilton. He has a tire advantage. He has a car advantage. He has a gearbox disadvantage, but that's clearly not enough to keep up with him. And Crawford is definitely not keeping up with Tsunoda. Almost a second a lap slower. This is not good. Can I do a first season championship with RB video? It's going to happen at one point, Clarks. I can guarantee that. I'm going to do the one season challenge things with every team at one point. It's just time has been a bit of a problem lately. So that has limited how much I've been streaming and how much I've been uploading. Yeah, we are getting caught by Alonso here, let's be honest. And Rick too, for that matter. We could play the light game here, where we sit behind them with light tires. We let them burn their mediums, their softs. And as their softs get destroyed, we take advantage and push towards the end of the stint. That is option 1, and that is the option that I would love to try and implement here, because that will allow us to save more medium. We can start running attack a couple laps earlier. And it looks like it is going to work. We're basically just running with the RB and the Alonso. Those are also going to be the problems for scoring points here. We're a little bit too slow though while we do this. Alonso got away. It's a troublesome balance to kind of strike here. Like, they will be quicker now, but they will be losing out towards the end. I do believe. I thought we could also keep up because running light there worked fine, but suddenly we're 2 seconds behind. Like, look at the difference there on that last lap. 31, 30, 34. There had to have been some energy usage in there too. That's the only way that makes sense to me. Which is painful. God, I love this. God, I'm dying. I love this channel so much. The vibes are great and everyone's hilarious. Yeah, it's a good fun, honestly. I enjoy streaming here. So it's thanks to all of you that make it very, very interesting and funny. They're not really using their soft tires much, so if we can keep the gap as is, we might be able to make something happen with our soft tires. Because if they go to another soft tire, generally the AI doesn't have 2 fresh sets. So I'll go to a used sets to begin with. That's going to hurt them quite a bit. But yeah, I definitely should have been more aggressive with the mediums. I shouldn't have played the long game. I should have just stuck with them for the first 10 or so laps. And then maybe done a little bit of saving. Oh, science.
I had a misshift, I don't know why.
Because your gearbox is gonna go bye-bye. That's why you had a misshift. But yeah, not really much I can do here. I'm gonna just have to allow time to kind of pass. We could hope that Rick and Alonso fight each other enough that we catch up. Which could very well happen. But I don't know how much I believe in that hope, so to speak. 4 laps there into pitting. I think we start pushing. Same if for Crawford. I think we start pushing and just using the rest of the tire that we have. Again, Crawford just doesn't have anything he can do. It's just so far down the order. Stroll is out of it now, though. He's also picked up an issue. And for Sainz, as I mentioned, it is gearbox. For Stroll, as I see yellow flag there for a second, it is also gearbox. And O'Sullivan with another cameo, I guess we could call it. Another cameo. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I love that I turned this up to full attack and we're still losing time. That is actually painful. Because we're so close, yet so far away from the points. The fact that Rick is flying right now is a problem. Like, he's almost 10... Well, he's 6-7 seconds ahead. That is bad. Sainz is potentially also going to be within our reach here, simply just due to the fact that he has problems. And a safety car could definitely change things around quite a bit. Oh, Russell! Mechanical fall for Perez as well. But yeah, I need to stick with Russell here. Russell, you are going to be my ticket to reeling in Alonso. Unless the Sauber decides that, nah, you're not allowed to do that. Sauber Defense League. Oh my god. Who hired the Sauber Defense League? Who's the man that needs a timeout? Pacing there Andretti just isn't quick enough. Hamilton and Alonso pits. Okay. Sergeant, if you have another pit stop error, I'm going to chuck your pit stop crew to Timbuktu. 2 clean stops for our competitors. A clean-ish stop for Sergeant. Yellow flag again. Show this time with a bit of a spin. I believe this will be a clean stop. Yes. And while we are going to be kind of heating up these tires slowly, we're going to run a little bit aggressive here because we kind of have to. Just for the first lap or so. Same here for Crawford. Also get to 92 degrees here. We're going to tune it to back to light. That should be enough that it goes into the proper temperature range, basically. So Sergeant out, Stroll needs to pit. That is one position. Tsunoda needs to pit. That is another position. But yeah, we do need to catch up to a couple of cars here. And it's not looking too hot at the moment. Sainz is done with his pit stop. He comes out in 10th, actually. So opportunity has arisen. Hamilton on hard tires. Excuse me, this is the... this is a weird world. Let us see if we can get past Stroll with these. Like, Sainz is still going to be faster than us, even with damage, I think. So, if we can stay with him, that's fine. But I would like to overtake him. I'm going to be honest here. If we're going to be fighting Sainz for a point, that too would be kind of hilarious. Albon is way better than 20th. And Perez is worse than first. Yeah. To be fair, he's not first by a lot, and Verstappen is going to have a tire advantage towards the end here. Okay, we need to clear the Sainz, and then we need to try and hunt down the Alonso. The Sainz is actually very slow. Oh. Like so. Like, look at how much time we're losing compared to the top 3 here. We lost a couple of seconds to some of them. We do need to get away from Sainz, but that's going to be probably a little bit painful. So, as long as he doesn't cause problems, I'm fine with having him there, but he's probably... Like, this, the fact that we got stuck behind him probably cost us the chance of getting more points. But it's still acceptable. It's still an acceptable situation to be in. We could have, you know, these guys take each other out, which would be a dream come true. I don't see it happening, but it could. Just as I could win $1 million in the lottery, but that's not going to happen either. Does the driving and light pace do more damage than good for your overall race pace? It is going to suck early on, OB, but the idea by running a light is that basically we do lose a little bit of time compared to those who run normal, but as the tire degradation is different from running normal versus running light, and the soft degradation is quite high, as you can see, you lose almost 1/10 in degradation per lap. By running light, we lessen this degradation to some degree, and after 10 or so laps, we are basically faster running light than they are running standard, and that advantage is going to stay for the entire stint, and particularly towards the end of the race, you're going to get the time that you lost back and more, because running aggressive, particularly with a soft tire early on, is a good way to destroy it, and lose a lot of time later on in the stint. It's basically just a strategy where we are sacrificing early stint pace for a huge advantage later on. That's at least the idea. So, if you can keep it up for the entire stint, great. If you can't, then maybe running standard would be better, yes. Hello, Pedro. Colapinto would be doing better than 20th. Poor Magnussen catching strays. Like, we're actually kind of gaining on Hamilton already. But Hamilton's running on a hard tire, which is mainly why. Problem also is that Sainz is going to be slowing us down if he gets the overtake done. That is a secondary issue that we need to deal with, and I would love to get away from him, but that's also going to be difficult. I chant USA, but I can't spell. Watch all your videos on the tires, just can't seem to commit early on. Yeah, that's the problem with the light strategy. It does kind of punish you because you have to commit to it. And it can feel really, really bad to get overtaken 2 or 3 times, but you're getting that back towards the end, generally. So that's usually how it goes. Is Sainz using energy here? I would be inclined to say yes. EDSR is speeding up quite a bit. Basically, I think the only thing we can fight for is 10, so I would love to actually take better care of these tires and try and snatch fastest lap again, if possible. Currently Piastri acid. But that would require us to basically run conserve, which would not be good. It would be too cold. I made a mod that replaces all the sponsors for businesses from my hometown. That's pretty cool. That's honestly pretty cool, Pedro. Ocon with a mechanical fault because Floof got happy that Alpines weren't getting fault last game.
Some kind of fault.
Okay, let's go through this now. Ocon and Gasly both has faults because Floof cursed them somehow. It's an ERS fault though for Ocon and a gearbox for Gasly. So Ocon is fine. Honestly, there's nothing really extremely wrong with his car. He'll be okay. But I would love a safety car. I'm not gonna lie. Safety car would be lovely right about now. Oh, damn it, why? Karma. Hello, Mike. Glad you enjoy. You're welcome. Thank you for watching those tips and tricks. We're stopping with a 127. Yeah, I don't think we're beating that. The fact that Rick is also pulling along this train right now is not great. Yellow flag. Fingers crossed. It's a long one. It's just an O'Sullivan. Who's that yellow flag? It's a crash. It's O'Sullivan. I feel like they pick a couple of drivers each season and just go like, you are gonna be the yellow flag creator to keep things spicy. You are gonna wreck your car every race. And you are gonna make the player that plays your team despair. Oh, another yellow. It's another O'Sullivan! At this point, we can basically prestige him with how many cameos he's made. Started my second season, 34 million in debt. That's painful. Gonna be the Beyblade. Hello, Tarum. That's also funny. I think we have the 5 seconds in us to close down to Hamilton. We do have energy. But Crawford, he should be able to get Stroll by the end of this, I think. But it's too early to push. Like, even with 5 laps remaining, these tires are just gonna implode. As you can kind of see here. I think if we do 2 more laps, that's when we can start pushing with 3 laps remaining. Sullivan had to pit. That's how much he destroyed his tires. Go on, Williams. Go for fastest lap. I believe you can do it. But that's going to put RB into contention. They might actually overtake us here. Another yellow. Is it O'Sullivan on pit exit? Yes! Oh no! The man has negative confidence at this point.
And the car just locks. What caused that, I wonder?
Colapinto would be doing better, yeah. O'Sullivan sucks, Chelsea has a cheap option. That's the problem with cheap options. Like, if the cheap option crashes, it's no longer the cheap option, it becomes the very expensive option. To be fair, that might be a little bit too soon, since Crawford is still running negative fuel. I have had incidents where I've had this be blank, and I've ran out of fuel like 2 meters from the line. So let's try and avoid that happening. I still think we can catch Hamilton. It's just going to require a little bit of luck, a little bit of help. Verstappen with a mechanical fault. That's not the help I'm talking about, honestly.
I have no power.
Both the Red Bulls have issues. It's the engine. Engine go bang bang. Oh no. I swear they time it so that when you get into a troublesome situation, in this case back markers, that's when they do the overtakes. Okay. I think this is our chance to start pushing a little bit. Maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Sorry, I was a little bit early on the trigger there because we're basically lapped. We're basically a lap behind. So it says 49, but we are still on, you know, lap 48. So let's not start pushing just yet. O'Sullivan? Yay! That's the 10th O'Sullivan in a row. You get a free popsicle. Okay, now we are getting closer to the end here. I don't know when I can push. I think once we cross the line we can push, I think. So I need to get the overtake done now and then try and hunt down Hamilton. I don't think it's going to happen. But that's not going to stop me from trying. Look at the speed difference once we actually use all of our power. 2 corners, 1 second. 3 corners, 2 seconds. Half a lap. Full advantage. To be fair, I probably should push for the entire lap here with fuel too. See if we can beat Verstappen's fastest. But we're just 3 seconds behind now. And it's going to be 2.5 seconds by the time we reach the finish line, I think. Maybe even less. Honestly, Crawford, you can also go full attack now. Do need you to run balance though. 29.5, which means we have no chance of doing fastest lap, but we might be able to catch Hamilton, because remember, we still have 2 laps to run here. Tires are going to be an absolute, you know, absolutely destroyed by the time we catch up to him. But it's still a chance. So you're telling me there is a chance? We're just going to sit behind for now. And in that second DRS zone is when we're going to have to try. Damn, we lost a second there in like 2 corners. It's insane how quickly you can just be absolutely left in the dirt like that. It's actually just straight up insane. So Crawford ended at 14th. That's not too bad. Sargent here unfortunately did not have what it took to catch Hamilton. Well, we caught him, but we didn't have enough time to get the overtake done. And honestly, at this point, it's more about just getting over the finish line without a puncture. Getting a point is still good.
The checkered flag.
Really wish they had a creative driver. I think that would be something that would be easy to add, though, to be fair. It might be next year's game feature. Demote him? Who am I demoting? Who's the one that we need to demote, according to you all?
It's been a long race, but there's Kevin Mack.
Yeah, we did get a point. Where did Rick end up? He ended up 8th, so not too terrible for us. I believe that puts us far behind RB still, because Tsunoda has, you know, scored 42 points, because he's a monstrous gremlin. But we actually want 9th, so this works out fine. It's a bit of a shame. Could probably have scored a couple more points there. Well, not a couple more, a singular point more. But we got left behind a little bit too soon, and of course the pit stop issue here actually cost us a chance of more points. Demote Sergeant to Corporal. Glad you enjoyed company. Nice to see you dropping by. Okay, we have a few things going for us here. A new side pod. Okay, so this would actually be a decent upgrade. And apparently I made these but never used them. Probably last time. I'm amazing. But yeah, we're going to make these until the next race weekend. We are going to just use one of these and then use all the spec. I think that's fine. And it is time to just focus on getting some research in for next year. I really should check all the parts, I think. But I think that's also where we're going to end it today. I do have to finish editing today's video, which I'm going to vote against this because I want more engines. I have to sit down, edit today's video. Satisfactory. Took a little bit longer than I anticipated. It is going to be satisfactory today for those of you who have been looking forward to that. I got tossed back into the pit. And I probably already have 300 hours of satisfactory from when it was in early access. So we're going to speed through a couple of things there. But yeah. Let's see. Am I starting a new save just to keep him in F1? Rick, yeah. That would be good, honestly. Always fun doing those sorts of saves. America wins again. When do I usually start the research for next season? Generally, Mateos, I start when I'm in a safe position compared to the board. So in this case, the board wants me to finish 9th. I'm in 7th. There's no chance of me getting caught really by, 3 of these team below me. Which means that I'm now in a very safe position where I can abandon design completely and going into research. And that is generally the point where you should focus on research. It depends very heavily on where you are in your own save, where the boards want you to finish, where you actually are currently, and what you can expect going forwards. But if you think you can reach what the board is expecting of you, that's when you should start doing research. Unless, of course, you want to go all in for, winning, taking the title early, then maybe you are expected to. Generally how I would do it. Glad you guys enjoyed the stream. Sorry, Mouser, stream's about to end. Thank you for dropping by, though. But yeah, we will stream probably some more this weekend, I think. Finally have a little bit more free time. Although, where's my phone? Yeah, I think this weekend is going to be the next stream. I'm a little bit unsure when exactly. But potentially Sunday, I think. We'll have to see exactly what we stream. Might be back to getting my ass beat as Monkey. Might be that we continue this. A little bit undecided. Maybe we need to truck. But yeah, I'm very sorry, Mouse. But I need to get a little bit of editing done, get myself a little bit of food. So we'll just have to make a little bit of a shorter stream this today. But yeah, again, thank you all very much. Appreciate it. See you next time. Bye-bye.